coming to your question, Vibha, having been able to scale and work across almost 14 countries globally in my entire tenure of 2 decades in HR leadership, today I want to speak very authentically to sort of touch base on one element or vector called as organization development, which is in simple terms known as OD. um, I am talking about OD to a lot of us in HR world or even business, enterprise leaders. This particular vector comes across as a cream in the HR infrastructure, right? And it sort of saddens me when I deep dive and take on projects, and even during my global leadership in-house roles, it is considered to be cream, whereas the fact is that it's the soul of any people driven organization, right? Having said that, looking at all of the disruption that's happening and considering not just SWOT but pestle analysis, looking at from AI integrations and the shift that the global talent models HR is going through right now, we all have been equipped very strongly to adapt with all and ever evolving era in whatever comes across for HR leaders. And I say this with utter confidence is because we were the ones who were go to when the COVID unprecedented times hit us, right? So we all have now rolled up our sleeves and we are ready, and we try and stay ahead of the curve. Having said that, I hear a lot of buzzword on transformation, right? Also speaking and interacting to business leaders, including HR, capability functions and so on and so forth. It sort of remains as an underlying topic to know what really transformation means. When I say that, I'm here to sort of address and talk about these two critical skills that I would want to endorse and promote across all our HR leadership at a global level. Is number one being organization design for agility and not for hierarchy. It is time that we don't just look at designing org charts, department functions, pyramids, and so on and so forth. Why I say what I say is because today's workplace needs HR to think like enterprise architects, designing organizations that are not only efficient but resilient and responsive is the need of an hour. I am talking about, giving you one of the live examples in one transformation initiative where I had to replace the rigid function based departments with value driven squads, and strategic priorities. Now, this shift alone didn't just reduce the time to market by 30%, but it also unleashed new levels of leadership, which were future ready for the organization among the mid level talent who could now think and act like business owners. This is the new face of OD, not restructuring for compliance or cost or anything to do with bottom line, but reconfiguring for innovation and velocity. This is one skill I would promote and endorse very heavily for our HR leaders to sort of hone and engrave it and even deeply study about it. A lot of information is present online, to even speak about what Oracle AI is doing. A lot of free content is available for HR leaders to even grasp and understand this mechanism and add value internally, in-house whilst you are at work. The second very most important thing would be for HR, or the vector that all our HR leaders at any given level and capacity needs to today have, is being AI enabled, human centered talent architecture. So when I say this, I emphasize always that yes, AI is a lot that we are hearing about, and that's where we are today. But being human centered is very, very essential in today's point in time. I had watched one of the reels, which was from Simon Sinek. He was speaking with Brilliant Talks, and he mentioned that there will be a time in about 2 or 3 years duration where we will be craving that human interaction and interface and solution providing, because the AI and the entire world of ChatGPT dependency will increase so much that we will be want what is your perspective. Today we are trying and fetching answers on tuck, 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 this is the question, what does ChatGPT want to tell us, right? And then we put forward whatever, and I'm being very honest and transparent about it. But that time is very near where we will crave that human attention and so on and so forth. And what I want to endorse is, as HR leaders, let's not kill it. Let's not be that dependent on AI. And although endorse it for efficiency purposes, use it for the best of the benefits of the companies or employees or careers, but don't lose that human centered architecture. One example that I'd like to cite in here, in a global workforce planning initiative, we were able to deploy AI to identify future skill gaps. I'm talking 5 years from today. Now imagine where, now interlinking to OD, where I spoke about having our organization structure based on innovation, and now looking at a business plan. We were not in a position to predict or, even do budget and analysis for during the COVID times for 3 years down the lane, because we didn't know the pestle or the economics that would revolve around multiple industry sectors, right? But in today's time, we are now smart. We are, enabling AI and tools and technologies that are going to give us the forecasting already, which is going to make us future ready. So this is where, looking at the gaps, the kind of AI fluency HR needs, not just being tech savvy but ethically grounded in the business, and alignment is a must have. Final word from my side, for everyone that's present here, is that HR is no longer back office, it's the engine room of transformation. So the future belongs to those who can blend analytics with empathy, design with agility, and tech with purpose. That's where our strategic power truly lies. Thank you so much.